All right, welcome back. So today, we're kind of going on a ghost hunt, but not for ghosts, for that invisible noise, the stuff that messes with our smart homes. And you're going to be surprised, the culprits are usually hiding in plain sight. Let's get right into it.
So just so you know where we're at, this is part 3 of our 10-part tutorial. It's all based on this really deep report called Common Sources of Radio Frequency Interference in the Home, which comes from the folks at RFI Detectives. And the whole point here is to help anyone, you don't need any tech background at all, to find and actually fix these invisible problems. Yeah, so everything we're talking about today, all these tips and insights, they come straight from that guide put together by the pros over at RFI Detectives.
Okay, let's talk about the real culprits. You know when you get that weird static, or maybe your Wi-Fi just starts acting wonky? What's the first thing you blame? It's always the big stuff, right? The TV, the router, maybe the microwave. But today, we're going to pull the mask off the real troublemakers, and they're probably the last things you'd ever suspect.
So, let me ask you this. Just take a second and think. What do you think is the noisiest electronic thing in your house? In terms of interference. Is it your big desktop computer? That fancy smart TV? Those are pretty good guesses, but I bet the real answer is going to surprise you. Ready for it? Here it is. The research says that one of the absolute worst offenders for radio interference isn't some big complicated machine. It's the simple, humble wall charger. Yeah, those little plastic blocks you've got plugged in all over the place. And we're not just talking about your phone charger. Oh no, the list of suspects is long. We're talking about the power brick for your laptop, that UPS battery backup you have for your computer, even the power adapters for your smart home hubs and speakers. Basically, all these everyday gadgets. They are the main culprits.
So, that's the big question, right? How can these tiny, simple-looking things be so, disruptive? The secret is all about the super-fast, hyperactive tech that's crammed inside. It all comes down to this one thing. It's called a switching power supply. See, to make these chargers so small and so efficient, they have these tiny circuits inside that are just turning on and off at insane speeds, literally thousands of times every single second. And a weird side effect of all that frantic switching is that they accidentally spit out a whole bunch of radio waves. It's not like they're broken, it's just physics.
And this is such a great way to think about it. Imagine every single one of those chargers plugged into your walls is its own little radio station. But instead of broadcasting your favorite tunes, it's just broadcasting, noise. Just a bunch of static all across the dial. Okay, so now picture it. You've probably got dozens of these little transmitters all running at the same time, right? Well, all that noise adds up. It creates this constant, low-level electronic fog in your house. The researchers actually have a name for it, the digital hum of a modern home.
And what's really interesting is the kind of noise we're talking about. This isn't the crackle and pop you get from, say, an old blender motor. The noise from these power supplies is different. It's a really steady digital sound, like a constant hum or a high-pitched whine, maybe even a buzz. If you had an old AM radio, you could literally hear it as a whole series of tones as you scan through the stations. So, here's the key takeaway, the really crucial point. These chargers are spewing out interference as long as they're plugged into the wall. It doesn't matter if your phone is actually charging or not. That little adapter is just sitting there, switching away, silently just adding to all the electronic junk in the air.
It's kind of wild when you think about it, isn't it? Your whole house is just filled with these tiny devices all chattering away. So now that you know your chargers are talking, it really makes you wonder, right? What else in your home is secretly making all this noise?
And that's it for our electronic ghost hunt today. I want to give a huge shout out to RFI Detectives for their awesome research that makes this all possible. We'll catch you on the next one, where we're going to track down even more of these hidden noisemakers.